Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your certified Scentsy consultant. So today, before we do anything that has to do with wax and warmers, I wanted to give a very deep, heartfelt thank you to all of you as subscribers and people who have watched my channel. We reached the 1,000 subscriber mark yesterday, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a part of my Scentsy journey and this Scentsy community, and it was amazing. I actually cried, so it was just an awesome milestone and landmark for me and for all of us as a community. So today I have for you a whole bunch of suggestions here of personal favorites of mine in the current fall catalog when it comes to bars and warmers and how to sort of bundle, and with some of them do bundle and saves, and hopefully help you, especially if you're newer to Scentsy and newer to this fall crop of bars, figure out what you would absolutely love to melt and what you want to warm all that wax in. So first off, I wanted to give you the least expensive option, which would be a bundle and save with a wall mounted mini warmer and 3 bars. So if you could only get 3 bars for fall, Elizabeth, what would those be and which warmer would you pick? Now, all the mini warmers are amazing, but I just got this one in the mail and it is absolutely adorable. This is called Heart is Home, and it has wonderful details with what's almost like a fall into winter type saying with the little wreath and the leaves around it, and it's just the cutest thing. So this all by itself with 3 bars would be $40 in the catalog at the moment, but I wanted to show you my favorite thing to do with mini warmers, which is more money, because you would need to also get a tabletop base. But this with a colored bulb, which I normally do not do. This with a tabletop base with the colored bulb, you can't really see it, but it lights up the whole thing orange, and it gives you this beautiful orangey glow, which you absolutely cannot appreciate on camera. It's too bad. But that gives you really a fall warmer, or if you wanted to do it green or red at Christmas time, you'd have a Christmassy warmer. And yeah, this is just not going to cooperate. I'm going to turn this back on. Just really good bang for your buck. I'm going to turn it off completely so you can see it. And this is the most charming, adorable warmer that we just released in this new fall catalog. So what bars, those 3 bars that I would do in the bundle and save, what would those be? My absolute top 3 picks that would make your home smell like fall and everyone seems to love them would be Autumn Road Trip, Cider Mill, which if you're only going to do 1 bar for fall, it's got to be Cider Mill, and good old Bright Cider Life. So let's start with Autumn Road Trip. This one is going to be the woodsiest. Now, Bath & Body Works has made a scent called Autumn, which is like my favorite home fragrance smell ever made, and this Autumn Road Trip is very similar. This is oak, apple, and pear, and it's fresh. Absolutely smells like going out for a walk in the woods next to an orchard. It's a beautiful medium throw. Always performs well. I am never disappointed in this bar. It is an absolute winner. So then the other 2 that I would pair with that in your bundle and save, so you get the 3 bars and the warmer, would be Bright Cider Life, which is an absolute classic. This was in Harvest Trio, I think 2 or 3 seasons ago, and it has stayed in the catalog, thankfully. It is such a good one. So this is like all the parts of your apple, your pumpkin, your little bit of almost like an apple orchard spice. You've got almost that hint of donut in here. This is just the best scent, and it makes your home so cozy and cuddly, very fall, very like a cidery undertone too, in just the nicest way. So then the most classic, most pure distillation of fall is absolutely Cider Mill, and this is the bar which I don't know why they should offer this in a brick for fall. They absolutely should. It's smooth, so you get smooth apple and pumpkin, the tiniest bit of spice, mellow, warm, absolutely perfect fall goodness. It's beautiful. So that would be like my top recommendation, both for just saving some money and best bars of all time. So after that, I got kind of themey with things. So I was looking at our catalog, and the bundle and saves, they start with your $25 warmer, which is a mini warmer, and they only go up to the $50 mark to give you an actual bundle and save. Or you can do 2 warmers, and there are different ways to combine that, and you get 6 bars. So what I laid out on the table doesn't exactly follow that pattern, but we'll start with the $45 warmer, and then I was going to recommend 6 bars. If you wanted to do the bundle and save, you could pick 3 out of the 6 that I'm going to give you as a themed bundle. I absolutely love my Country Living Tin Barn. It is one of my probably top 5 warmers of all time. It has a very nice square dish. This thing throws beautifully. It's only 20 watts and it's metal. I know that's a shock to some people. It performs really, really well for me. So I just love this, and it is so incredibly cute for fall. I have barn paintings and different things that I put out with all my pumpkins. I have so many pumpkins in the basement. It's craziness. They've started sort of peeking out in a few places, even though it's only the beginning of August, because I love fall. It's my favorite. So that would be the warmer. So $45 warmer, then you could get 3 bars that would go in that bundle and save, and it gives you a discount of a few dollars. Let's see what this one specifically would be. Because these days we absolutely need to look at every penny that we are spending, and I want you guys to get the best bang for your buck. So at $45 warmer with 3 bars, it would be a $60 package. So I'm going to do 6 pumpkin scents. You can also bundle and save your bars. 6 of them, you get 1 of them for free. So here is all the pumpkins. So I'm going to call this Plenty O Pumpkins. And if you wanted to write these down so that you have an easy access to just go and make yourself a 6-pack bundle in sort of random order of all of the really wonderful and somewhat quirky pumpkin scents. The first one's going to be pumpkin chai, and I love pumpkin chai, but I love all things spice, so this is going to be the spiciest of this 6-pack. So it's pumpkin, and it's a chai latte, and you definitely get the milk note, and you get the cinnamon spice note, and you get the sweetness from the pumpkin. If you're familiar with cozy chai, pumpkin chai is slightly sweeter, and the first few minutes you might find it a little bit funky, that milk note. Sometimes I have trouble with that, but give it 45 minutes to an hour, and then all you're left with is this amazing sweet pumpkin spice. Just, it's fantastic. So this one is very, very high on my list. Another one, which is probably the crowd pleaser, everybody likes this smell, has pumpkin, but it's mostly a bakery scent, is going to be your beloved pumpkin cinnamon swirl. This smell is so good. It's smooth. Like the pumpkin chai was just kind of sharp. It had a milkiness, it had all that spice, and then the pumpkin. This is smooth and sweet, so it's got a lot of like a cream cheese frosting and cinnamon, and just enough pumpkin to make it a fall scent. This is almost like a you can melt it all year round type scent, so this one is really good if you are wanting just enough the sense of fall without it totally choking out your house. Now, here's the wild card in this 6-pack, and that is going to be Fairy Tale Pumpkin. Why did I throw it in here? Well, for 2 reasons. Number 1, this is an entirely pumpkin pack, so you kind of need a palate cleanser, and number 2, it's just a fun, funky bar. So Fairy Tale Pumpkin says that there's pumpkin in the note. I don't really get it. But there's also blueberry and licorice, and it smells like the Halloween night candy bucket. And it's really fun. It's a really funky bar, and it's just sassy and enjoyable, and I wanted to throw it in as that mix it up aspect of this Plenty O Pumpkin 6-pack. So next comes the one that I think is the most authentically pumpkin of our offerings in this particular year's batch, and that would be my beloved Farm Stand Pumpkin. Now this is probably not going to perform as strong as some of the others in this pack, but it smells the most pumpkin-y to me. It's got caramel and cinnamon, but it smells just more like you're out picking a pumpkin in the field. Not the fresh air quality, but like, I don't know, there's just something about like the hayride part. I say that every time. Farm Stand Pumpkin is one of my personal favorites. All right, now the next one is going to be almost like your Thanksgiving pumpkin, and that is Pumpkin Roll. This one is the most like your pumpkin roulade with all the cream cheese frosting in the middle. It's very different than, say, your sweet cinnamon pumpkin. No, that's not what I meant. Very different than your pumpkin cinnamon swirl. That sweet cinnamon pumpkin is Bath & Body Works, totally different company. Because Pumpkin Roll has a cake note, and it's got some spices, and it has some pecans, and it has almost like a cream cheese frosting filling, but in a very like dessert way rather than your pumpkin cinnabon from the pumpkin cinnamon swirl. So good. Pumpkin Roll is definitely one of my favorite classic bars that Scentsy makes for fall. And last year's Scary Good is amazing. And this one is the closest to me, with an extra layer of smoked butterscotch to that sweet cinnamon pumpkin from Bath and Body Works, which is like just a standard classic. This gives you all that nose-tingling, wonderful, warm pumpkin spice, and it's different than the pumpkin spice in any of the other bars that I shared with you in this 6-pack. Oh, this is so, so, so good. If I was just going to give you 3, I would say do pumpkin cinnamon swirl, pumpkin roll, and scary good, as long as you're okay with some spice, because this thing is amazing. It saturates your house, so it's got all the pumpkin spice, and then it's got this wonderful little butterscotch smoke thing. Oh, absolutely addictive. Scary good is amazing. Okay, so that was my first grouping suggestion. Next, we're going to move on to a more expensive warmer, and that is the one behind me. This is the $50 Aziza. This is brand new. I have absolutely fallen in love with it. It is gorgeous, and I'm not going to tear apart my display, but it's got 5,000 pinholes to make this Moroccan pattern, and it has just a really nice petite little dish. And it's a soft dove gray. It's gorgeous. Even with all of my warm tones here, I think it's a very neutral warmer. It will go with almost anything. And somehow the pattern still feels very fall, even though it could be used anywhere all year round. And with that, I was going to do the all apple orchardy kind of a 6-pack. So I'll show you all things that are apple here. And let's just start with my younger daughter's absolute favorite. So again, you can do a bundle and save. This one would get you to $65 if you were going to do the 3-pack of bars plus the warmer, and then otherwise you would just have to order the warmer and then a 6-pack of bars where you get one of the bars for free if you're going to do specifically what I'm suggesting. So Caramel Apple Craze is the first one in my Apple Orchard 6-pack here. Caramel Apple Craze is amazing. This is the perfect balance of apple and caramel so that it feels fresh, like a fresh, juicy red apple and gooey caramel squares all at the same time. It's wonderful performer, fantastic bar. All right, the next one is the beloved apple cherry strudel, and this one's probably the most early fall. Like if you're kind of going for an early fall bundle, the Aziza warmer is really good because it's not too specific to any season. And then this apple cherry strudel. It's apple, it's cherry, it's bakery goodness. It's fantastic. Definitely you would have to get this one. But it is only a 1-day performer. Then the new cran apple crumble. I'm still trying to make up my mind how much I like or don't like this, but I think it would be fantastic if you want to do all apple scents because it's cranberry and apple, brown sugar, and whipped cream. And it's a really good smell. And it's just, I don't know, it's got this almost like allspice undertone. It's not in the notes, but I get it, and I really like it. So this is definitely a comfort scent, really good for like a Sunday morning where you just want to throw in a couple cubes and sit down and drink your coffee with a cuddly blanket. All right, then we get into slightly more robust apple smells. So if you're really going to go to the orchard, you need some apple, orchard, and spice. And I always mix this up. It's orchard, apple, and spice. This bar, if you don't want to go too far into spicy, woodsy, heavy, is like the perfect balance of apple, cherry, and a little bit of wood. It's beautiful. I had this melting in my house today. That and Jack's Obsession, which I did not include in any of this because it's not currently like available, but we are going to be having a special flash sale type thing, I guess, on Monday, along with regular clearance. There's going to be a whole bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas offered, and the Jack's Obsession apple scent is amazing. I'm definitely picking up more. So that one is as good as Cider Mill. It's as good as any of the ones that I've recommended here, if not better. Anyway, Orchard Apple and Spice is similar, and I'm melting that right now, and this is like a perfect September scent. All right, next we have one of the new releases, and that is Falling Apples. Now this one will push you more into October territory. It's woodsier. Whereas the last one has woodiness, this one has woodsiness. This has acorn and lavender and deep apple. And just like really, you're out in the orchard crunching the leaves underfoot. You get the acorns. The squirrels are putting things away for winter. Oh, and it's the late varieties of apple. Living in Michigan, I get to see all sorts of wonderful farm fresh apples at the stands, and we go and we pick them at the local orchard, and it is just truly this bar. And then last but not least, a deep, resinous, amazing apple and cedar smell is your cedar cider. So it's cider in the sense that there's a smoldery, deep apple quality. It's not like sweet and light like your Cider Mill. This is so good though, but you do have to like woodsy. Oh, but this is like a fall classic. It is not the same as Bath & Body Works Leaves, but it has that same kind of depth and complexity. I feel like this is a complementary scent from Scentsy that gives you more body and more depth, like a deeper fall experience. And this is wonderful. So that is my Apple Orchard 6-pack, and I would recommend putting that with my new absolute favorite warmer personally. Now these would have to be separate because it's too much. They don't have it in the bundle and saves. And that is the fabulous new Tiger Jasper. This warmer. Oh my gosh, guys. I am absolutely loving it. Let me put the lid in. This thing is just the most wonderful, warm, sophisticated autumn glow, because you have the Edison bulb and then you have the softness from the dark brown and the amber that's in the glass. Fabulous. And I think it would go so well with cedar cider, like total conceptual match made in heaven. Okay, so next we're going to talk about my set of allspice. And if you don't like spice, I'm sorry, but spicy is totally me. And I look forward to these spice heavy scents every year. So the first one that I want to show you in this 6-pack is the new blackberry spice. And this one's the spicy, probably the least spicy, this or Harvest Blessings, of this group. And this is one of the most unique bars. I do really, really like this. And this is early fall for sure. So you've got the blackberry, you have some cedar wood, you have some clove, but there's also almost like a plum and a blueberry note to this. It is really, really good. And if you are spice averse, this would be the one I would tell you to try. Maybe, throw it in on top of your 6-pack of other things. And don't do all these if you're really spice sensitive. Because I'm a total spiceaholic and you really cannot, I don't ever get sick of too much spice. It doesn't bother me. So the next one would be Autumn Hearth. This one is spicy with cinnamon and apples and tonka bean, and it is like the warmest, cuddliest early fall smell. Oh, it's so good. So it's got the apple, it's got the tonka, it's almost got a little bit of a smokiness to it. Oh, it's just hearth and home and all things very, very fall, and just the best. It's so good, it's so good. You have to try this if you can handle at least like a medium to medium strong amount of cinnamon. All right, next would be Harvest Blessings, and this is a very classy bar. This has just a pinch of spice, but it's like smooth and oaky with apple and pear along with that spicy note, which again isn't really cinnamon in this. It's just sort of mulling spices in the background. Oh, beautiful smell. This is a fantastic October-November scent. So that is Harvest Blessings in my spices group. And then probably the spice bomb of all of them. There are 2 here that I'm going to recommend that are just like, if you don't like cinnamon and you don't like clove, do not get this 6-pack that I made up. Autumn Sunset. Oh, this bar is so good. It is one of the original fall Scentsy bars. I've traced this one way back in the catalogs. It's been around for forever. It's apple, it's pumpkin, and it's heavy, deep, warm spices. Oh, it's so good. And this, I think, gets the award for longest lasting Scentsy bar I've ever had. This thing goes for 3 days, sometimes 4. You only need a couple of cubes. It is a fantastic performer, and it's got a beautiful purple wax, actually. All right, so the next one in my spicy group is going to be the new Sips of Cider. Now, this is not anything like Cider Mill. This is a spicy and orange smell with a lot of different layers. It has cardamom, it's got ginger, it's got cinnamon, it's got cranberry, it's got apple, and then it's got all that like orange and lemon and lime. I mean, they threw the whole kitchen sink in here. So don't be thinking that it's going to smell like your nice hot cup of apple cider. Think that it's going to smell like a punch that you would have for Thanksgiving, or even that really, really spicy wreath that you can get from the craft store with all of the dried oranges and the cinnamon sticks. It's much more like that, but it's a wonderful smell. And the more that I melt this, the more I like it, and I had to include it. And then last but not least, the strongest spice scent that we probably offer, either this or cinnamon bear is the strongest, but I always feel like cinnamon bear is more winter appropriate. And that is my beloved clove and cinnamon. This bar is like a hug. This bar is strong, clove, and lots of warmth from the cinnamon. And if you are spice averse, don't you dare buy this. Oh, but it is so good if you are a spiceaholic. Oh, I love this. So that would be my 6-pack with spices, and you could order either the Aziza that would give you a bundle and save with those 6 spice bars, or you could do just the bundle and save on, no, I'm sorry, 3 bars would go with the Aziza. And then if you wanted to do 6, you'd get a break just on 1 bar with the 6-pack. One would be for free. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be confusing you. And then the Gorgeous Tiger Jasper is $60, and that would just be something you could do separate. And then last but not least, I have another one of my favorites that's been around for a while. Now this one unfortunately has been pushed up to $65. It used to be $60, and now when you get this is cut out because they had a problem. The original production, the Glimmer and Glow was supposed to look like this. Now I included this because this is an element warmer. So if you don't like bulbs, this is the problem with it. This is why they changed to the cutout lid. But you have your dish and you have your element, and then all these beautiful little fairy lights. Hopefully these will just glow for forever, and this is just the most charming warmer, and I love using it for the fall and for Christmas time. It's so nice. But it is a little bit on the pricey side, but man, this thing will last for forever. It's very classy, and I'm repeating myself, you get a cutout version of the lid now so that the scent throws better and you don't get that mess inside of it. And I do have the new lid. My director sent me the new one when they sort of amended that design. I just like the old one better, and I don't care about the mess. I like it with the closed top. But anyway, neither here nor there. If none of what I have shown you so far really appeals to you, so you don't like spices, you don't like apple, you don't like pumpkin, so this is sort of like the recommendations for fall for people who want more like cozy and woodsy and a little bit of body care. So I've got the I don't do pumpkins bundle. And this one I'm going to start out with what is kind of a controversial bar, but I just didn't feel like it fit real well in any of the other categories, and that is my beloved Maple Apple Bourbon. This is warm, and it's spicy, but not like Red Hot Cinnamon Spice. It's got spice from the bourbon. Oh, and it's so good. Oh, it's so good. So I guess I was going to call this like the Cozy Log Cabin bundle. So this has the woodiness and the maple and the bourbon and the apples, and it is a good, strong performer and makes your house smell so fall specific. I absolutely love it. So then after that, we have one that smells like the cabin, and that is Toasted Acorn and Oak. I love this bar. This one grew on me a lot over the summer. Oh, because it's like nutty and toasty with chestnut and the acorn and just this warmth. Oh, it's so good. So then, if we're at our log cabin, we definitely need some smoke. And around the campfire is another one of those bars that people kind of love, kind of hate. I love it. Absolutely love it. So it's got sap. It's absolutely got that wonderful smoldery, ashy quality that you get around a good fire after it's burned down for a while. And and this is a good mixer too. Like you could mix this with clove and cinnamon. You could probably mix this with falling apples. It's a really, really versatile bar if you don't like it just straight, which I do. All right, and then these are 3 that are much lighter. So the first 3 are like your heavy in the cabin thing, and these are for people who just don't want any of the rest of what I have shared. So first off, I've got Scarlet Sunflower. So either you could do this as a 3-pack, or you could do all 6 of those, and it would be things that have nothing to do with pumpkin, nothing to do with spices, just good fall scents, but they're for people who are pumpkin haters. But Scarlet Sunflower is gorgeous, and it's the lightest and most delicate and only floral in all the things I've suggested. It's beautiful. So it's got cranberry, it's got apple, and it's got sunflower, and it's like just being out in front of your cabin in your beautiful little garden with the split rail fence and the deer nibbling on your pumpkins, you know. Oh, this is so nice. It's very gentle though, so you either need a lot of cubes or put it in your bedroom. Next is my absolute favorite body care scent of all time. And that is Cozy Cardigan. This smell is great for fall. Definitely reminds you of getting into that beautiful armoire that Grandma had in her cabin, where there would be some sort of a sachet and maybe a little box that has some keepsake beautiful things, you know, tucked away. Oh, it's got amber silk and suede and rose, and it is rustically elegant. I absolutely love it. And then last but not least, probably the rock star bar of the last couple years. Everyone loves this smell, and that is cashmere and corduroy. This is bergamot and vanilla and cashmere, and it is slightly like sophisticated and rugged and woody all at the same time. It's amazing. One of the best performers we've produced in the last couple seasons. Great bar. So I will try to be clear with my descriptions here. You can get the $25 mini warmer to plug in the wall with 3 bars for $40 as a bundle and save. You could do the $45 country living warmer with 3 bars, and that one would be $60. You could do the $50 Aziza with 3 bars, and that would be $65. Or you could do any of these that I have suggested in the groupings that I made up, or your own. 6 bars, you get 1 for free, so that's $30 for those. And then unfortunately, my recommendations of the Tiger Jasper at $60 or the or the Glimmer and Glow at $65, I really can't save you any money on that unless you want to do a party, which is a totally different thing. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed my fall suggestions for getting fantastic bars in those groups. I hope you have an amazing day, and again, I am very grateful for all of you who have liked and subscribed and helped me to grow this channel. And I thank you to all of my customers for your amazing loyal business. Have a great day. Bye-bye.